Well, good morning. It's early here, about 8:15 in the morning, and I usually start on this project all around 8:30 or so, and then go on it all day till about 5. So I think more or less it's soldered up now. There might be a spot here or there as I go across it that I need to redo or take another look at. But for the most part, it's done on the outside and on the inside. I've got it resting right now on these styrofoam blocks, and you can see with the weight of it, it just pushes itself right into the styrofoam. There are nearly 11 pounds of solder in it, which is a lot of solder. I can't recall any single piece of work that I've done that had 11 pounds of solder in it, but there are a lot of solder lines in this thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the phone down here. Oh, I want to show you. The crown, of course, has got some brown patina on it. What I need to do now is scrub this thing down, and I will clean it. I'll clean it with scouring powder and water and get it really cleaned up on the inside and on the outside. It's got flux on it. There's a little bit of wax here and there that I can't see, I didn't get off, and other things, contaminants that are on it. So we got to have it super clean to start the patina process. And I've got some experimentation that I want to do with the patina to look for a particular old world look that I'm trying to achieve here. And but I had talked about these earlier. I just took a couple of tie wraps each side here and put into the matrix of the crown to get a hold of it and lift it, because without that you've got to get your hands underneath it and lift it up. And I'd rather not touch that part. Although the frame itself, or the lamp itself, is really solid in that I've added all of the reinforcement wires and all of that. But I'm going to set this phone down for just a second, and I'll lay this thing on its side, and maybe I can boost the phone where you can watch me do that. It's not that big a deal. I'm just going to, I'm on the right side. Yeah, here we go. Put the phone right there. All right, all I'm going to do is twist this around a little bit on this styrofoam and pick this thing up. Maybe. Oh boy, I mean, it's heavy. There you go. And then I'm just setting it on that styrofoam. All right, now what we'll do is let me turn on a light behind me here, and there we go. You'll be able to see what I see. So the inside has all been done, and this part here was relatively easy. In fact, I think I did a video of this flatter part here, and you just continue to take the lamp and rotate it around and keep this area horizontal, flat, so that I can solder, any area along there. That was not hard. However, getting it held into a position where it curves up here inside, that was different because of all the solder work that needed to go on there. And then there's a tremendous amount of solder that's required to solder the branches, the lead cast branches that have been coated in copper onto, you know what, let me back a light up here. We'll put a light inside of here. I don't know why we're fighting in the dark here. Let's do this. There we go. So, and it was necessary to get the lamp itself, all of the work along the lamp, soldered to the crown. Well, the crown's a heavy mass of brass metal, and in order to heat that up enough for solder to adhere to it, it requires a lot of heat. So all along here, this is just a real hassle to get all this in, and then the little bitty pieces of glass all over the place. Anyway, it's that way all the way around. Now it won't be silver because we're gonna patina it a brownish green if it works out. If it doesn't work out, it'll be patinaed a darkish brownish copper. So it'll be one of the two. And let me see if we're fortunate enough to have flipped this thing over where there's a wire. When I've got 5 wire, there's a wire right there. Okay, you may or may not be able to see this, but the wire starts right there. Now there's another wire going completely around the perimeter of the lamp itself. Copper wire. Let me see if I can grab a piece of wire. I have some wire laying around. Anyway, it's 14 gauge wire. It's no big deal. It's just copper wire. Everybody wants to know the size of this, the size of that. So I've already lost that. There it is. Okay. So there's the wire. And the idea is that you, of course, follow a line all the way up. And we're going, you can actually see the wire a little bit better right there. And I may come back and solder that spot there. Anyway, and then the wire went on up and went up through one of the branches and then across, I see it right there. And then it goes up all the way up here, and I can just barely see it right there. It's supposed to be and is for the most part hidden under that solder joint. And then up here where it touches the crown, I put a curve in it, a curl in it, and soldered it back to the crown itself. So in 5 places I have wire running up and then the wire on the end, which has made this, the body of this thing, really solid. So what I'm going to do now is I'll move it again and put myself some nice newspaper down here, and then I'll start the scrubbing process here. And it's raining outside. Well, it stopped right now, but I kind of want to get it scrubbed down real good here. Then I'll take it outside and scrub it some more, but I want to do the initial scrubbing and cleaning in here so I can see every little area that I'm doing. I've got to get this clean or the patina won't do what I want it to do on the metal. And the idea of these, a real one that's well made, has a beautiful finish soldering inside, the same as the nice solder beads on the outside. Now this lamp is going to look totally different after, y'all turn that big light off over here and we'll see this thing. There's Allie. Hi, Allie. Okay, let's try a little experiment here. We still, you know, now what's that? Oh, it's another beeper. There. All right, I'm still interested, everybody's interested in the color of this thing. There's another good look at the actual color of the lamp. I'll turn this phone sideways and see if it lets me do that. It said rotate your phone. Anyway, there we are. So there's the color combination that we have achieved, and it'll look a lot different when it gets up on the base, and different areas have different color. Let's go this, put that way up inside of there. Anyway, I was really worried about the blues working out, and the magentas, I was comfortable with them. That's some great glass. I used lighter magenta lavender glass in the top of the lamp, and in some areas I wanted some highlights, so that's why these lighter colors are in there. And then as I got down toward the bottom of the lamp where the blues started to darken, I used a darker magenta and a little bit of light color here and there. And then the leaves, I wasn't too worried about the leaves. I felt like I had the color combination on the leaves more or less right. And whoop, there it is. So anyway, that gives us a little bit of an idea of the color selection. And oh, I was talking about the blues. The blues had me worried because some of them were pretty dark, and in fact they look dark here, but there's no light actually. There you go, look at that. Whoa, man. So actually the blues are a surprise to me at how really beautiful they are. And look down at the, I don't know whether I'm gonna put see this one here, now let me put some light behind that. Look how that's really cool how all that color works so well, the blues. So the blues had me worried about the way they were gonna, finally look in respect to the magentas, and I'm happy with all of that. This glass here, there's a lot of intense light behind this thing right now, so it's not really a good representation of what the lamp actually is going to look like. But this work right here, that's some confetti glass that I've used to be in the background behind these leaves, or flower petals rather, coming down. See, here's one here, and there's all kinds of stuff going on in the glass itself. Well, what else? Let me turn that big light back on. And yeah, the first time I got this thing off the mold, that's the first chance I got to actually look at it in respect to the colors. And I said this to my sister yesterday, and I've talked about this with these lamps before and other stained glass windows. It's one thing to have the skill to fabricate one of these windows, and that skill just comes from, you know, many years of doing it. And I don't look at it as any special gift or talent. It's just, you know, like anything else. If a person has done something for a long time and they want to do a good job with it, well, then the work itself will show that effort. But I think there's a special skill, which I've had to, you know, really work hard toward, a special skill to pick out these colors. And if you can be a first-class craftsman and really have the mechanics of building one of these things down very, very well, and that effort can be negated if the color selection's off. So, because the layman, a person that looks at one of these lamps, and they're consequently, not all that many people know how these are built, and so, or care maybe. So when they see one of these beautiful lamps or a beautiful stained glass window, what they see is the design and the color. And so mainly the color. So to the layman's point of view, if the colors are right, the piece is right. If the colors are wrong, it's wrong. And that's kind of the way we live in this bit. Wow, look at that. In this business of building this stuff, is that those of us that work at this a lot and have been at it for decades, we've already acquired the skills to knock one of these out, a lamp or a window or a fine piece of work. We know how to do that, but the rubber meets the road when you get to color selection. And I start name dropping here about stained glass artists that are on Facebook, but those that excel, that draw all the attention as stained glass artists, are those who have color selection figured out, and they're good at it. And if there's a talent or a gift in any of this, it would be your ability to pick out, you know, great colors. And now this piece is exactly what well, it's actually beyond my expectations, but most of the time I feel like I just more or less stumbled into this. I mean, I kind of know what I'm doing, but I'm in awe of this stuff when it works the same as everybody else, because man, I have a lot of glass, and so you make decisions based on what you want where. And I'm telling you, I don't think there's anybody that's in this business that's not second guessing that kind of stuff all the time, because that's where, and we know that we're going to make or break a piece based on our ability to pick color out. I'm going to bend way down here, get up inside of this thing. Woo! You know, this might be the first time I've ever wished this was mine. Normally, I'm old. I'm 74. I mean, that may not be old compared to a 90-year-old, but compared to a 40-year-old, 74 is old. Anyway, and over the last few years, I've done some really, you know, pretty nice pieces of work, but, you know, I don't really think about keeping them because the people that I work for, just about without exception, love the work so much that it makes me feel good that they have it and that they get to enjoy it. So this is another one of those that the client that commissioned this piece likes my work. I like him. He's a great guy, and I enjoy working for him. And from the very earliest, and I first got a commission from him on the phone, and he talked to me about what he wanted. And I don't know, there was something about him and the way he talked to me that pushed me, I think, a little beyond what the normal client does. And it wasn't that he was making me do better. It said I wanted to, you know. And so it's great to have a client that you respect enough that you're just trying to knock the thing out of the park. Wow, man, I'm really liking this. Now, if I get you can't really screw the patina up, because if I don't get one of these patinas to work, the one I'm actually going to try, if I don't get that going, then I've got another patina that also works real well too. So I'll get it to look one way or another. The main thing I'm going to be working on today is getting it cleaned up. And if the patina that I want to use all works out, anyway, I think this thing will be done by, I don't know, Wednesday-ish, Thursday, something like that. And then I'll just kind of set myself up a little photography area and try to get some really good pictures of it. Well, I think I covered about everything I wanted to cover. Oh, and people tell me nice things about the way I'm trying to impart the knowledge that goes into building one of these. And I don't talk down to anybody, and I don't have all the answers, and I don't have some overblown ego and all the rest of that stuff. Man, when you're in this business and have been in as long as I have, I always felt like I was just trying to learn. And I think I was working in glass for, I think this is the 46th year. Anyway, I swear I was working in glass for right about 40 years before I ever used the word artist, because I just never felt like I was of that level. And so I still don't. I'm still trying to get better, and I can go to Facebook right now and take you to 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different places where somebody's doing some incredible work. I look at their work and I think, wow, I wish I could do that. So I'm in awe of other people the same as some people are in awe of this. Just trying to get better. Well, anyway, we'll have another project after this thing's over with. We'll work on the patina, and I'll show you some of that as I get on further into this. And then there's a couple of lead jobs that are supposed to come up. I don't know whether they will or not. The people have contacted me. I've talked to them about the work, and so we'll see what happens. If they come to fruition, that's great. If they don't, we'll work on something else. There's always work in front of me, because I treat all my clients real good and try to exceed everybody's expectations. Well, anyway, I appreciate the interest that is still in this thing. That's a big lamp, man. Okay, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you. Bye now.